Welcome back to Lord TV, L3RD TV. We are going to talk about the disappointment. That was yesterday's game. That is now the 100th poor performance of the season. That is now the 50th time we've gotten decimated by a quality team. And it's looking like a very tough battle going into the Bernabeu. Very tough, because if the offense is playing like that again, we're cooked. So let's get into it. So obviously Real Madrid versus Arsenal ended 3-0 defeat to Real Madrid. Looking at the starting 11, it kind of picked itself due to injuries and suspensions. The only thing that kind of was a wrench was David Alaba starting for whatever reason, considering his last time starting was abysmal, to then put him in a position that he hasn't played in years. Yes, he's one or two games here and there. A couple seasons ago would from time to time go out to that position. Him and Ferland Mendy a couple years ago would overlap and kind of switch places if we wanted a little bit more offensive threat attacking wise, but typically he hasn't played in that position in a while, nor does he have the fitness, the physical attributes, the pace at this age with the ACL injury that he just suffered last season. So I don't really understand the thinking. I would have much preferred Fran Garcia with his speed to be going against Saka instead of Alaba. So I didn't really understand that, but everyone else was kind of like I had spoke about in my match preview. Everybody was there that I thought was going to start. Like I said, it picked itself. Courtois, Valverde, Asensio, Rudiger, Alaba was the only kind of random in there. Camavinga, Modric, Bellingham, and the front three of Vinny, Mbappe, and Rodrigo. So first half was kind of mediocre from both teams. It was a kind of filling out session, if you will. Both teams just kind of trying to fill each other out, figure out what each team wanted to do and how they were going to break it down. Offensively, nothing really going for Real Madrid. Arsenal had a couple of moments there in the first half from Saka cutting the ball across the goal line, and he just didn't have teammates there to tap it in, get on the end of those crosses and cutbacks. But there was already signs there that Alaba was outmatched and was just going to continuously get beat, and the team was trying to hedge over there and help him, which just puts us in a precarious situation because, let's say like Atletico Madrid, how they defend, where they kind of group up on the wings. They have a system in place, so they can put 2 or 3, 4 players on somebody and hedge over there, and it doesn't completely destroy their system. We don't have a system. So when we hedge over, then we're completely discombobulated all over the field, and players are scrambling trying to just find a body to match up with, and losing track of players making runs, and that kind of popped up on the Marino goal in the second half. But just to stick with the first half, just wasn't really anything going, and there were signs, and we didn't make the adjustments in the first half, and definitely didn't make the adjustments after halftime going into the second half. But I had called it in the preview. We were going to get the Vinny and Mbappe breakaway. It came 5 minutes in, 4 minutes and some change. I didn't even bat an eye. Wasn't even excited because I knew what was going to happen. It was going to be a bad pass, a bad decision, dribbling. I just knew that it wasn't going to turn out to anything, of course. And Vinny had a horrible game. So that was just the start of it. He just dribbled. He took too many dribbles. That pass should have been way earlier. He cut off his angle, and then when he passes it behind him to the defender. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I don't know what's going on with Vinny this season. This whole Ballon d'Or thing crushed him and has destroyed his confidence. And he's had games here and there, but the season's been relatively poor, especially from the standard that he's set for himself and that we have set as fans of him and his trajectory as of the past couple of seasons. But this season has been poor. Him and Vinny and Mbappe's connection. I don't understand how at this point in the season they still don't have a connection. They still just don't know how to play with each other. Pause. But like they don't know what each other wants to do in any situation. They don't know how to pass the ball and connect. It's constantly a disconnect with those two specifically every time. Mbappe, Jude, Mbappe, Rodrigo, great connection. Mbappe, Vinny, it falls apart. And it's constantly a turnover. Getting attacked in transition. Our press is abysmal. 1-2 passes. They're already coming down the field, attacking us. Midfield wide open. Like, it's just, there's nothing going on. I don't know what Carlo, like, to this point, I don't understand how Carlo hasn't been like, okay, maybe let me put in a system of some sort. It doesn't have to be the most strict system, but you got to put something in, because yes, you have great players, but the average age of the team is about 26. So, 25, 26. So, like, the experience isn't really there for them to just be able to tactically figure it out. You're just depending on individual brilliance. Oh, we have the best players. That's not going to work when other teams have good players, great players, and they have a coach that is putting together a great system to break down this kind of free guns to the wall system. That isn't a system. Like, you just think we're gonna roll the ball out there and we're gonna beat everybody just because we have the bigger names. That's not gonna work against great players and a great coach. It's been clear all season. We're losing to bad teams. We're getting killed, destroyed by good teams. So it's frustrating as a Real Madrid fan to have to watch this, especially coming off of last season where the problem was already kind of there, but you had the likes of Toni Kroos to kind of solve that in the midfield and make everything tick. You don't have that this season. because you obviously have the younger guys playing more often than not. We started to look really good with the emergence of Danny Ceballos in the starting lineup, but then he kind of gets hurt and it all falls apart. And there's no solution put in place to try to figure it out and fix it. It's just so, all right, go out there and play. And I hope you guys can win because you guys are the better players, technically. It's not going to work. And then go into the second half. David Alaba shouldn't even be on the field. The first goal, when he fouls Saka and gives, the free kick, obviously Declan Rice puts it away. Then they get another free kick from Saka cutting in and Kamavinga having to trying to help out and putting in a tackle that ends up fouling Saka. Declan Rice puts it away. I mean, you can't do anything about those specific set-piece goals from the free kick, the direct free kick. Like, there's really nothing you could do there. Great placement. You can't really blame Courtois. Like, there's really nothing there. But the process of how we got there, that could be solved. Because if you have a more physically capable player like a Fran Garcia who's much faster, Saka's not getting into those positions as easily because you have speed to match speed. And there's not a domino effect. And then, like I had mentioned with the third goal, Mourinho's just untracked because of the chaos. Because we don't know how to press, so we get beat. They get the ball down the left side, comes in, boom, one-touch goal. And now we're going to the Bernabeu with this. Oh, we're going to the Bernabeu. Yeah, but 3 goals down against a great team. We don't have the tactical nuances of certain players. We don't have the tactical nuance of a great coach. And this isn't Wolfsburg. And you don't have Karim Benzema, Cristiano Ronaldo, Toni Kroos, Luka in his prime, Casemiro. Like, you don't have these players. So, yes, anything can happen. Do I have hope? No. We're definitely and most likely out of this competition. Is it 100%? No, of course not. Do I give us, let's just say, 5 to 10%? Sure. I'll give us 5 to 10%. But I gotta see a goal in the first 15 to 20 minutes from us. I need 2 goals in the first half. At least, if we're not going to get 2 goals, there has to be 1 goal in the first half early on to put some pressure on them, and another goal early in the second half to put some pressure on them. Because all we got to do is tie the game. We just need to tie the game in the 90 minutes and go to extra time, and the pressure's on them. We go to extra time, the pressure's on them. And where you're feeling confident, we're at home. That's all we got to do. But 5 to 10% is the max percentage of hope or percentage of us being able to pull this off. Because they do have a great defense, they have a great coach, they have great players, they have great structure, and we don't have anything. We're just going to hope that we get individual brilliance and that the team is going to just pull it off somehow, some way. So hopefully you just have to start Fran Garcia. You start Fran Garcia on that left side. You need the physical capabilities with the speed to go against speed in Saka. Like, you need it there. Alaba, it's not going to work. Didn't work. You're just going to have to chop that up, and I don't know why you experimented with that in this type of game anyway. Like, let's roll David Alaba out, starting left back. What? Obviously, Camavinga loses his head at the end, gets the second yellow. He was already suspended anyway because he got a yellow early on, so he was going to miss the game anyway. But Tchouaméni's back. Danny Ceballos is potentially back, but I don't think he would start in this game. You'll probably get Luka out there, and it's hopefully it's going to be the same lineup. I just think that the only change is going to be Tchouaméni. We're probably going to get Alaba again at left back. I think it's probably going to be the same thing. It shouldn't be, but it's probably going to be the same thing. So we'll see. I mean, he might even just roll Lucas Vazquez out because honestly, there wasn't too much threat on that side of the field for Martinelli. So he might roll Lucas Vazquez out and put Fede Valverde in the midfield. I could see that happening. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but just because there is no threat over there, but also Lucas Vazquez is such a liability that it might turn into a threat on that side because now he's out there. So I don't know. I mean, it in a way it benefits us to just get out of these competitions and call this season a dud because then we get rid of Carlo and we can go for Xabi Alonso and a coach who's actually going to put in a system, put in a press, and put us in, positions where we're not getting caked by every good team. We're going to play Barcelona 2 more times. You go from winning the league and the Champions League with what many would say was kind of an undermanned team to then bring in first or second best player in the world in Mbappe, and you go on to win no trophies is what it's looking like. And if we win the Copa del Rey, I don't count that. I'm not counting that. Unless you win something else with the Copa del Rey, I'll count. I'm not counting the Copa del Rey by itself. I could care less. If I'm not getting a league or a Champions League with the Copa del Rey, I don't even count it. I'm not. That's a trophyless season to me, in my eyes. Regardless of if we're playing Barcelona in the final, we beat them. I don't care. If I don't have a league title or a Champions League title to go with that trophy, it means nothing to me. It means nothing. By itself, it means nothing. It's a trophyless season in my eyes. So, need the boys. Just have some pride. And even if we can't make a full comeback, win the game. Just win the game. Win the game. Just win the game. 2-1, 1-0, 2-0. I don't care. Just win the game some way. Don't tie and don't lose. Have some pride. Put something together and give the people who are paying money to go to that game something to cheer about. Because until there's 2 goals and we got at least 20 minutes, I'm looking at it as if we're out of the competition. If we get 2 goals and there's under 20 minutes left, no. I need 2 goals with at least 20 minutes left. At least 20 minutes. And then I'll believe. Because these dudes really grinding my gears. This hat is fire. But nevertheless, that's all for me. I'll see you guys for, I guess, a match preview against, let me look at it. Who are we playing? Look at it on the fly while I got us here. I mean, that's going to be a rotated game, which is nice. Get some players some good minutes in that one. And then the subs. Oh, let me not even. The subs are just the subs. No one did anything. Vinny, Mbappe, Rodrigo, front three just wasn't there. Vinny was the worst of them, but Mbappe and Rodrigo were just absent. Camavinga was good for the first half. Second half, I don't know what happened there. Modric was kind of overrun all game. Bellingham was average. Defense was fine for the most part until it was just really that Alaba side where I don't want to see him on the field again. I don't want to see him on the field. Don't want to see him. You can miss me with David Alaba. Don't want to see him at all. We play Alaves. Another early game, which always spells trouble. 10:15 Eastern kickoff. That's not good. That's not good at all, because we are prone to drop points in that game. Barcelona gave us a slight lifeline. We should have won the. Alaves is in 17th place, and we lost to Valencia. Their first away win all season was to Real Madrid. We're going against a 17th place team. If we don't beat them by at least 2 goals, I'm not even counting it as a win. At least 2 goals. I don't care who's on the field. It could be the Castilla team. I don't care. At least 2 goals, or I'm not counting it. 10:15 kickoff. Jeez Louise. 10:15 Eastern time. We just saw what happened the last time we played at 10:15 last weekend against Valencia. We lose the game in the 90th. You know what? I'm out of here. Adios.